What's up, y'all? BC, welcome back to another impactful, powerful episode of Supreme Being. I appreciate all the ongoing support. This podcast has been doing very well. Most days we get anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000, 1 to 2,000 downloads a day, which is pretty cool. So salute to everybody who's been supporting. Again, if you guys want anything more support from me, all the links are in the description, briancasellacoaching.com, my YouTube, all that stuff, all right? If you want my coaching, products, all that fun stuff, right? Let's get into it, right? I said in this podcast title, welcome more adversity, challenges, and obstacles. And I want to talk to you about something that is a dynamic, an energy, a beingness that allows you to do this. Okay. So fundamentally, this is what I mean. If you've been following me for a long time, you'll remember that I've said things in the past, like such as what you resist will persist, and what you embrace will erase. Meaning, okay, and this is opposing forces, but they're the same thing. When I resist something, it's going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming on an energetic vibrational frequency level. What I chase, I will never get. Okay, two opposing forces of the same dynamic, and I want you to get that for a second. Okay, two opposing forces of the same dynamic. What I chase, I'll never get. That girl you chase, you never got, fellas. There's difference between pursuing something and chasing something. Different energy, right? Different emotions, different thought process, different actions. Okay. You chase business, you'll never get it. You pursue business, you'll acquire it. Right. It's the same thing with this. What do we want to do? The average person in today's society, I don't ever want to feel sad. I want it to be good times forever and blah, 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 blah. And you want to push away any negativity, any challenge. No, I want no drama, right? And you purposely will try to push everything away and resist it. And what do you get more of? That. Because by focusing on not getting it, guess what? You're still focusing on it, and you're going to get more of it. Okay? The moment you embrace it, it erases. Let me give you some examples, and then we'll dive deeper into this. Imagine somebody hating on you. Like a lot of people over the years have hated on me online. I'll embrace it. When I started out, people, oh man, like you're not a good speaker, right? You're not like a public figure. You can't talk. You're not a business guy, all that shit. I would tell them, you're right. I'm not good. That's why I'm doing this. One of the reasons is to get better. Right? Now, at that point, if they keep attacking me, I've now taken the sword away from their hand. They're now an asshole. And other people will come in and defend me and say, like, dude, he literally just admitted that he's not good. Why are you clowning him? Or, oh man, stop being a dick. Right? He knows he's not that good. And da, 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 da. I took the weapon away from them. Why? Because I embraced it. When you embrace your insecurities and say, hey, everybody, like when people come out, right? They're like, I'm an drug dealer. I'm gay or whatever it is that they say, right? Again, now people can still talk shit, but it's different now. When you embrace it, all of that pressure, all of that tension just melts away. Right? And this is something, even though I'm giving you the simplest examples I can give you so you can understand this dynamic, because this is on an energetic, subconscious, subliminal level. This isn't like, oh, we just watch it happen and oh my God. No, dude. This is the unseen. But nobody really talks about it and tries to explain it at a simple level like this. That's what it is. That's why I welcome challenges and adversities. I remember a couple months ago, right? Well, it's more now, probably like 8-9 months ago. I bought another property cash, right? Wired, my deposit. And then I think I posted it, right? Where I made like $100,000 wire to pay off the balance, right? And at that point, between a couple bank accounts, I took some screenshots. I had like 80,000 in one bank account, 90,000 in another, like 60,000 in another. Like at that point, liquidity wise, I had a lot of money. And I even mentioned to myself, I was like, man, this is cool, but I'm not going to bask in it. At the same time, a couple months from now, because I'm moving money constantly, all those accounts may be low, right? I may have a couple thousand or a couple hundred in each one of those accounts, but I'm going to be okay either way. I'm not going to let one or the other pull me, because if I allow the in quotes positive one, a lot of money, right? That one side of the pendulum, right? Think of the law of rhythm. If I allow that to just, oh man, I'm so cool. Look at me. I have a lot of money. Life is great. Well, what's going to happen when, the ebbs and flows, right? And the seasons of life and money and everything else come and they're a little bit lower. I'm going to start stressing out. And just like it impacted me the other way, overly positive, the other way is going to be overly negative. Well, how do you combat that, right? You embrace either one and you treat them equally. That's how you do it, right? We have an imbalance when it comes to that as human beings, and that's why we're suffering, right? You want to ignore one part of life. You want to ignore emotions. I never want to feel sorrow. Dude, you're a human being. You're going to feel the full spectrum of emotions no matter what. Sorry, right? You can't just ignore an emotion. What happens? How you deal with it when it comes. When you feel that shot of anger, what do? Do you punch somebody in the face or do you go into your monk mode? Right? And that's something you have to work on. So the whole premise of this, when you welcome it, give me more challenges before you go out. I hope everybody gives me a lot of objections today. Now you're gonna move a lot more comfortably. When an objection does come, you're gonna respond a lot more favorably too when you're talking to people, right? You're gonna give out a different vibe to people. It's more comfortable, confident, open, authoritative, expert, whatever, right? Socially savvy, whichever example we're gonna use here, right? Whether it's life, business, anything in between. But when I welcome and I'm open to, like genuinely open to more adversity, challenges, and obstacles, not just saying it, but actually like, bring it, dude. Bring it. Right? Like lately, dude. I've been for the last month or two, I finally kind of figured it out. I was having like an allergic reaction to something that I was using it was a gift from somebody to wash my clothes. And see, you can even still see my skin kind of is like dry. There's certain parts of my body that are still like red. It's disgusting, dude. It's like almost embarrassing. I even have it like on my neck. So in some videos, you'll see me scratching. It's been super uncomfortable, dude, for like the last month or two. That's why you haven't really seen me with my shirt off either. We're getting past it now, but I didn't let it stop me from doing anything. And I said, you know what? This is just going to give me a more genuine appreciation for when I'm feeling 1,000,000% and I have no problems. Because for the last 10, 15 years, I haven't had really any issues at all. This is the first semi-minor issue I've had, right? And again, it's being resolved. No problem. But now, grander perspective, cool, that I'm going to appreciate when I'm back to normal here, probably in a couple days or a week. Man, this is great. I'm going to appreciate it that much more. So maybe it happened to give me perspective on something. I'm not going to, oh my God, this is bullshit. No, you're not going to hear me do it. I've been laughing the whole time. Not even embarrassed, right? I don't care. Fuck it. Have I stopped doing videos and reels and all that? No. Some people have commented, oh man, you're a little red there. I don't give a shit. It's not going to stop me from putting out my message, dude. Fuck that. Give me more. Rot my fucking skin. I'll still fix it with a smile on my face, dude. Let my whole team leave me, crumble my businesses. No problem. I'll make them again. I welcome that shit. That's why a lot of that stuff doesn't happen to me, because energetically, the world, the universe, or whatever you believe in knows that that's my energy when I show up, and that's how I conduct myself. And it's not a problem. And there's also a confidence behind it that I've worked, I put in my time, right? I stand by what I believe in. I have skills. I've earned what I have. So there's no problem here. I can, right? That's the energetic side, what we talked about. Now, the mundane or the real world side of it is that skills, know-how, experience, right? Consistency, discipline, taking the right actions, doing the right things, which many people lack. You can't skip that. This isn't 100% mental. It's a complete balance of mental and physical. And people mess this up. They think they can just study or watch videos, and they even do that half-ass, and suddenly everything's going to be okay. I can just law of attraction, and I'm going to get a fucking check for $50,000 in the mail. Dude, no. You have to bust your ass to build those skills and resiliency and discipline and all those things in alignment with what you desire and all these other things, right? Because these things go hand in hand. That's what gives me that bedrock foundation, solid rock, concrete, to be able to stand up and say, take it all. I'll get it back. No problem. Now, would that be pleasant? Of course not. Who would want to lose everything? No one wants to lose everything. But certain individuals like myself are okay with it because we know there's certain things from me that you cannot take away, right? Now, if you're not in that position yet where you have a lot of experience, you're still working. Bank on the fact that you're busting your ass and showing up every single day. Again, doing what you said you were going to do, what you gave your word to do, following your schedule, going after your goals, whatever you said. It doesn't have to be what I did. Whatever you said. That should give you that confidence to welcome more adversity, challenges, and obstacles. But when you know you're not sharp, when you know you're not on your shit, when you know you're slacking, that's when this type of stuff scares you. Good. I hope it scares the shit out of you because you need to get it together. Get it together. There's no better time than now to get it together, because if you don't do it now, it has more severe consequences the later it goes, right? Just like for all of us who are in business, something goes wrong. You know damn well that's a tough call to make your client when you say, I fucked up or there's a problem. But what do? We hold off and we push it back. The longer you wait, the tougher that call becomes, the more upset the client becomes. but we continue pushing it and pushing it. Why? Because we're uncomfortable with the temporary discomfort of calling. That temporary discomfort gives you a lifetime of freedom and comfort. You try to bypass or avoid the temporary discomfort, now you get a lifetime of discomfort. I would write that down, right? That's a good point. All right? By attempting to avoid, because you can't avoid it, you have to confront it sooner or later, right? By avoiding what we know we must do, we cause perpetual discomfort, perpetual misery, perpetual suffering. Pretty fucked up, huh? Yet simple. That's why I love doing these podcasts, because I can take these things that people throw around in quotes esoterically and give it to you in such a condensed and simple fucking fashion, because this stuff is simple. This is why I love working with my students and the people close to me, is I can take all these things that they think they know and give it to them in a real simple way that they can go out and apply, right? Because the application aspect of this is pretty simple. You're gonna have to make yourself very uncomfortable by welcoming adversity, challenges, and obstacles. So when the next one happens, like you get a flat tire, how are you gonna respond? Are you gonna do it with a smile on your face? When someone hits you? Oh, I gotta bring this up. Eric from my coaching, Eric in New Jersey. Shout out to you, bro. He posted a picture in the group. He said, "Win for me. Somebody hit me while I was in my office, my car. I came out and they were surprised that I had a smile on my face and how I handled the situation. Grateful for the distinguished agent community and this coaching platform, because had I not joined and this had been years ago, I would have been a mess." What a fucking win, man. Life threw him a challenge or obstacle and he laughed in its face. So shout out to you, Eric, if you're still listening to the podcast, right? And he's killing it, by the way, right? I think he's like 21, 22 years old, new to real estate. Last year he sold, I think he made like 120, 130,000. Well on his way, right? Fucker's killing it. Great example, great student, shared his testimonial, and people in our group are sharing wins like that every day. But I brought that one specifically up because it's not like a business one, right? It's a life one, because that's a very unfortunate situation to happen to anybody. I wouldn't have responded like that 10 years ago when I started in real estate. I would have been pissed off and played the victim. Now, same thing. I'd be like, no problem. Here's my information. Have a good day. All right. Could have been worse. Right. Could have been worse. Luckily, none of us are hurt. Right. Let's move forward. Here's information exchange. Blah, blah, blah. We're done. Anything other than that is unnecessary drama and self-imposed issues, where you demonstrate the opposite of this, where an obstacle showed up, a life obstacle that was out of your control, and you responded unfavorably, right? So the unfavorable circumstance got 1 point, you got 0. Because now, whatever you believe in is like, oh, we can just keep throwing shit at Brian because he's not going to respond favorably. He says he's evolving. He says he's getting better. Is that true? Because he's not responding like he is. He claims to be a better communicator, but the smallest little thing pisses him off. He takes things personal. It's not really the sign of a powerful and established and masterful communicator, is it? Right? So I welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, as we're wrapping up this episode. Be open to welcoming more adversity, challenges, and obstacles, and make this something that you dedicate yourself to starting right now as you're listening to this podcast. And this will open up a brand new world that you've never believed in, discovered, and it will be your door to freedom. Because, man, when you start exhibiting more control and mastery over your emotional state, right, over things that are outside of your control and so many other of these factors that we deal with day to day, some that we're aware of, some that we're not aware of, the game changes and you start operating at a different level, right? That's one of the main reasons I named and renamed my first tier of coaching Distinguished Agent. When you're a distinguished agent, you're a cut above the rest. You're different. You're cut from a different cloth. And that's what it implies. Okay? So see you guys on the next episode. Peace.